presidency has revealed that Nigeria is dealing with a bigger problem and a deadlier war than banditry, terrorism, and other forms of violence. Femi Adesina, one of the spokesperson to Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired the president of Nigeria, on Thursday, April 8th, claimed that a war of thanks has been unleashed on the country, its public officers, especially its president, Muhammadu Buhari. And one will wonder, Femi Adesina, being a media person who probably is the brown envelope type of media man, what government is it that exists in this world that do not face criticism? Nobody will keep their mouth shut if things are not working. If you're paying someone to serve you, if you go to a restaurant and you're paying to be served, and probably you were brought an uncooked meat or half-done meat or whatever it is, or the services are not just top-notch, the services do not match the amount of money that you are paying, I believe you want to talk about this. Buhari or any public office holder is being paid. You're being paid to serve. And if you do not serve, you have to be spoken to. Femi Adesina noted that some clergymen who have larger followership, social activists, commentators, newspaper columnists, talk show hosts on TV, radio, influencers on social media, bloggers, vloggers, and even politicians are warriors who preach nothing but hate against persons in government. Is that not shocking? Like I said, being that Femi Adesina himself is a media person, but when the table turns around, they begin to speak differently. He said that this war is as old as mankind, and the media aid to Buhari clearly spelled out that people in the country use words indiscriminately without considering the impact. He specifically indicted Christian clerics who speak like they have not studied the Bible once in their lives. In fact, I'm going to go through what he said word for word. He said, I am surprised at some of our clerics. And these clerics are pastors and Islamic clerics too, really Christian clerics, Roman Catholic clerics, and Islamic clerics. Particularly the Christian now. The Christian one, since it is the religion I am more familiar with, they speak as if they read another Bible. They preach, hate from their pulpits, propagate falsehood, generate animosity against the government, and when these things are fully grown, the animals boils over, leads to violence and upheavals, lives are lost. Don't these preachers of hate know that they are liable and won't be found guiltless? May God save us from war of tongues, even from those who should be showing us examples. Femi Adesina went on to continue to speak more and more. And of course, you know what kind of person Femi Adesina is. The kind of person that he is a person who speaks from two sides of his mouth. He is someone who is paid to speak. He said our country is at war today on many fronts. Nigeria battles insurgency, terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, armed robbery, cult killing, ritual murders, and war of thanks. War of thanks, that is a new one. No, it is as old as man, but it perhaps the deadliest of all the wars. It is fiercer than insurgency, terrorism, armed robbery, cult killing, ritual murders all put together. A war of tongues has been unleashed on the Nigerian leadership. Anyone in government, in fact, anybody serving in the country in one capacity or the other want to become an enemy of the public, then just take a position in government, major or minor, irrespective of where you are coming from, your stature and station in life. You become an enemy. You may have served credibly in the military, rising to become a general, being a military head of state, head of the Petroleum Trust Fund exceptionally, and now a two-term civilian president. A war of tongues that is so virulent and mind-boggling is unleashed against you. A vicious war of tongues is raging in the country, and from President Muhammadu Buhari down to the least political appointee in government, no one is spared. And who are the warriors? Who are the warriors? So-called social activists, pastors. The ones who should teach us to bridle our tongues, they say things that make the flesh tingle, with a chill running down the spine. No grace, no decorum, using words that are not seasoned with salt. Do they read another Holy Bible, another Holy Quran, Holy Moses? President Buhari left these shores on 30th of March for routine medical checkups. Mark the word, routine. Did you hear all the ululation that attended the announcement and the trip? War of thanks. Oh, he's sick again. As if there is anyone who is 100% healthy. If there is, let's see the person. Resident doctors are going on strike. The president is traveling. Couldn't he have built world-class hospitals in Nigeria within the 6 years he has been in government? He's going on medical tourism again. How much is a trip costing also? Are we sure it will come back anytime soon? To take it to a very ridiculous level, some Nigerians in London organized a 1 million man march attended by a huge crowd of 5 people, went to the Nigerian house where they said the president was staying and attempted to force him back home. People in the gall of bitterness, overtaken by paroxysm of hatred, the executive, legislature, judiciary, military, police, indeed, all national institutions at the board of war of thanks. You find all sorts of commentators in the media condemning everything and everybody but themselves. In their lives, they have probably never been a class monitor. Not to talk of school prefect. They cannot even run their riotous home with obstreperous children and wards. Yet, they come out to abuse the president daily. A man who has ruled as military officer was brought back 30 years later because of his sterling records and running a second term in office as democratically elected leader. Yet they call him all sort of names on TV, radio, social media. But ask them, what have they achieved in life compared to that of the president? And they are blank. There is a rapid focus on negatives in Nigeria today: agricultural revolution, infrastructure renaissance, prudence, and probity in government. Doing a lot more with a lot less revenue. IMF revises growth projection for the country upwards. Nobody talks about that. It doesn't interest them. They only focus on job losses, poverty rate, killings, maiming, unhappiness. Yes, those are germane, but too much sunshine makes a desert. That is not all there is to Nigeria. Life is like being out on the sea, said the philosopher Marcus Aurelius. A body has to take the rough and the smooth. No government would love to see its citizens killed, maimed, displaced, unhappy, and if anything, the Buhari administration is doing so much in battling the insecurity in the land. But sadly, it faces another deadlier war, the war of thanks. Why don't we pause and think that it is the only country we have and begin to speak better, more positive things? I am surprised that some of our clerics, particularly the Christians, want, since it's a religion I am familiar with. As you speak in the ears of God, so shall he do to you. Numbers 14:28. When we speak evil about our country and its leader, it comes back to us. What we say is what we get. It is an inexorable spiritual law. Sow wind, reap the whirlwind. In Nigeria of today, if there are no issues to bellyache over, some people create one. There must be no quiet time. The war of thanks must continue. Pity, however, what we do not know is that the war of thanks is a two-edged sword which cuts both ways. It wreaks havoc on the people wielding on the sword and on whom the blow is directed. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defies the whole body and sets on fire the whole course of nature, and is set on fire of hell. War of tongues cause acrimony, discord, disharmony, but let not the person who causes that war think he will get away with it ultimately. His tongue eventually gets set on fire of hell. James 3:16. Nigeria, let's watch it. This is coming from Femi Adesina, is a special advisor to Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, the president of Nigeria. And a lot of people reacted to this. They said, Femi Adesina, you have only shown us your shamelessness. What has clergymen got to do with the challenges, and what has that got to do with the woes that Buhari has brought in? Buhari has been implicated in knowing the origin of Boko Haram, bandits, and Fulani herdsmen, and all of this are known locally and internationally. The country is in tatters. It's therefore a sign for Femi Adesina to be uttering this nonsense. He was asked to say, big shame for you as a Yoruba man. Well, That's just what it is. I don't know what your thoughts are as regards this one. And I say Femi Additional knows that he cannot speak about Muslim clerics in such a disrespectful manners without their dire consequences. Hence, he chose to attack the Christian clerics, knowing that they are more peaceful. What's your take about this one? Let us make that a comment section. Femi Additional has said a lot. He wants us to talk about the positive aspect. Is there anything positive about Nigeria? Is there anything positive at all? Is there anything positive at all about Buhari's government? These are what I want us